So this is going to be one of the weird videos that I love to make where I know you guys are going to say, gee, babe, what the hell are you doing? Just make your league content, put out your league videos, get another episode of Return to Diamond out, and that's coming. After today, we will be returning to the daily league gameplays, and, we'll be doing more videos. We'll continue the Kenshi series. We'll be doing maybe some stuff with TFT. I don't know. Who knows? But gameplay stuff will return. But today, I want to do this weird little vlog. It is Halloween today. If you're watching this the day the video comes out, it'll be the day after Halloween. And this is my anniversary on YouTube. I've been making YouTube videos for 7 years now. The first video I published was in October 31st, 2012. So, I've been doing this for 7 years. I first made my YouTube account, I think, in August in 2006, 2007, because I wanted to subscribe to Gross Gore, who made RuneScape videos at the time. And I've been around for quite a while. And recently, I've been having a little bit of a new approach to how I view the time that I have, because unfortunately, I have been surrounded by an abnormal amount of death recently. Very serious topic for a completely inappropriate outfit. So when I was younger, I never really had many experiences with close family members passing away. My grandfather was really the only person, even to this day, that was like a really close family member of mine who passed away. He had a stroke when I was around 12 years old, 10 years old or so. And even after the stroke, he still lived, and he had like a dozen surgeries or something afterwards. After every surgery, or during every surgery, doctors would say, this is really when you should say your goodbyes. There's like a 5% chance of survival here. And my family would keep on saying our goodbyes, but he would keep on living. He would keep on surviving everything that was thrown at him. And he lived for like 10 more years after his initial stroke. And he is someone that was really a powerful, awesome person in my life. He was a real Renaissance man. He painted that back there. He painted most of the art that I have hung up in my house. And he was someone that really meant a lot to me. But when he passed away, at the point of his funeral, he was someone that had already lived so much and was such a tour de force in life that his passing was almost like his funeral, and everything was something that was just as much a celebration of his life as it was mourning. Which is, I think, I don't want to say that funerals aren't sad or anything, but oftentimes when you have someone that lives a really full life, it is just as easy to celebrate all of their accomplishments and everything that they've been able to do as it is to mourn them at the time of their passing. But recently, I have had so many people that I've seen who it was not, or it should not have been their time. There were two circumstances that happened to people that were fairly close to me in real life, and these are not like really close personal friends or family, so do not give me your thoughts and prayers. Please send thoughts and prayers to the families of these individuals. But my longtime girlfriend's mother, my to-be mother-in-law, had stage 4 cancer that she was diagnosed with, I think, 3 years ago. And she unfortunately passed away, I think, a couple of months back. And cancer is something that, everybody says cancer's awful, cancer's dumb, donate to fight cancer. There are so many different circumstances where where people are raising awareness about cancer, where people are encouraging others to go get screened, where people are having all these different runs to, raise money for cancer research, and the NFL has their Crucial Catch thing and the pink ribbons and everything. And everybody is always very publicly reminding everyone that cancer is awful. It's one of the leading causes of death, and it's an awful thing that we should fight. But it's really, I would say, impossible to know just how awful it is, especially the later stages, until you see someone go through it yourself. and the physical and mental toll that it has on the person as well as their immediate family, as well as everyone that's taking care of them and giving them all their support. It's such a crazy, intense, and awful thing that, I mean, maybe I'm an idiot, maybe I'm a moron, an ignorant, dummy head, but I had no idea how awful. I mean, it's the kind of thing that I would not wish on my worst enemy. I mean, cancer is the kind of thing that is so incredibly awful that I would not wish it on my worst enemy. And unfortunately, the second circumstance that happened, I think it was just a week or something before or after, my neighbor, who I had known since I was like 3 years old, also passed away. Where, I mean, he was older. He wasn't like a childhood friend or anything, but he was my neighbor since I was 3. And I saw him like 4 days a week, virtually every week of my life for the past 20 years. Where he would always be working on his garden or planting trees in his yard or mowing the lawn or something. I mean, sometimes I would talk to him. Sometimes mail would get delivered to me. I would bring it over to him. And I don't entirely know. I mean, I want to be as respectful, of course, to his family as I possibly can. I don't entirely know what ended up happening, but he was someone that also passed away very suddenly. Just one day, all of these ambulances and fire department or fire trucks and police cars showed up on the street, and some sort of cardiac thing, I'm assuming, happened. And he was someone that it was just so shocking to me. Like a couple weeks before, he was out grilling and dropped a hot dog. And his first thought, being the kind person he was, oh, I bet Nathaniel's dog would love this. He came over, asked if he could feed it to my corgi, Lucy. I, of course, said yes, and he did. She lapped it all up and loved it. And the thing that really kind of shook me about all this is that it's so crazy, horrible, and terrifying how death is when it comes way too soon. When you go from just seeing someone, just a friendly, happy person, virtually every day of your life, to them not being there. I mean, it breaks my heart now every time I look over at his yard and he's not out there planting flowers. I mean, it's something that's really tough to mentally deal with, honestly. And it's something that we all know too, right? Like, it's a cliche at this point, how often you will see both in media and in real life where someone will either be on their deathbed or they'll have some sort of near-death experience, and it will give them this epiphany where they realize family and friends and spending your time wisely is so much more important than materialistic things like money and your career. And it's something that logically, we know this, right? Logically, everybody understands that money is not something that matters nearly as much as your kids, your husband, your wife, your, parents, your family. Logically, we understand that nobody cares about your career when you're on your deathbed, but it's something that we also do such a bad job of actually living by that understanding. Like, for example, myself, when I was an 18-year-old, when I was like graduating high school, at the time I thought I was going to college, but I was just ambitious. I was thinking about, what I'm going to do in the world. I could not care less about making close friends. I was just so not career driven, but like so ambitious to go out and make something of myself in the world. And I, for pretty much ever since I graduated, was someone that I would spend time with friends, I would spend time with family, but I wouldn't relish the opportunity to go and go to some sort of family gathering where I didn't know a lot of people, or go and spend time with friends dragging me to a party I didn't want to go to, or it's something where logically I would understand, like, yeah, social connection with people I care about is important, but right now I'm in my 20s and I want to go and make something of myself in the world. I want to get rich. I want to get famous. That might just be something that we all feel when we become teenagers, or like late teens, early 20s. That's a time where everybody, I feel like, is motivated to go to college or start a business or do something. And it's always going to be hard to be able to appreciate the things that you have before they're gone. But recently I've just been thinking way more about, nobody lies on their deathbed and thinks about how much money they made, or the deadlines they missed, or the projects they completed. That's something that I all of this is making me take stock of my own life and the time that I have, where I've spent way too much time worrying about deadlines. I've spent way too much time getting stressed over making a video every day, or doing this or doing that. That is something that I've spent way too much time concerned over when I should not have been. It doesn't make any sense for me to care about whether I miss a day uploading a YouTube video on this schedule I made up for myself, where I say I'm going to get a video out every day. And it's certainly not the sort of thing where I should skip going to a family gathering, or where I should skip an opportunity to disc golf with friends, or go to a party, or spend time with people that are important to me. That is something that is very important, and just something that I am, maybe it's silly to make a declaration about how I'm going to live the rest of my life when I'm only 25 years old, but that is something I really hope I never get trapped in again. And I understand, by the way, that I'm privileged. I'm a white man, firstly. I mean, I'm as privileged as it comes, and as lucky as it comes, to a lot of the different elements that I've succeeded with when it comes to the world. I was born into a very happy and loving family. I was given all sorts of opportunity, and I still don't entirely know how I amassed the huge subscriber base that I have on YouTube. And I'm also lucky that I'm someone that, being kind of self-employed, being a YouTuber, I can set my own hours. I don't work a 40-hour work week, so I can choose to work more or work less. So it's obviously easier for me to be able to say, oh, I'm going to not work as much today for the sake of spending time with friends and family. But that is something I really cannot help but feel like I personally want to really try and live my life in a better way in terms of the way that I set my priorities. And I would suggest that you guys do as well. One thing I saw a while back that was very interesting was when one of the I think it was Neil Gorsuch, when one of the Supreme Court justices was being nominated and confirmed, there was a moment when he was talking about an assignment that he would give to his classes, because, like many people in law, he taught law at a certain point. And he was talking about how he would give this assignment to his classes at the end of a semester, where he would tell them to write their own obituaries. And he said all his students would hate it. Everybody would hate it. They would think it's cheesy. But he said it was interesting how people want to be remembered, because even though these were like Harvard Law graduates, all of them would write that they want to be remembered as a kind person, as a loving husband, as a good father. Nobody wrote that they wanted to make a lot of money. Nobody wrote that they wanted to make law or have a lot of cases that they won or work at the best firm. Everybody wanted to just be a good person that had a positive impact in the world. That's how they wanted to be remembered. And that's something that it's funny, honestly, how when you're in the throes of life and you're stuck in the middle of it, it's so difficult to really put being a kind person as your number one priority. Put being being these relationships and connections with important people that you have, putting that as your number one priority is a really difficult thing. But it's so hard to think about anything else when you're thinking about your obituary, when you're on your deathbed, when you're looking back on your life. It is so hard to think about anything else that you that you've done or accomplished, or how you'll be remembered. The last thing that I didn't learn until a few days ago that really kind of sent me almost spiraling was my favorite YouTuber, a guy that makes or made Pullen Ball comics, passed away. And it was a while ago, too. I feel like an idiot for not have knowing. And he was like 20 or something. I mean, he was, I think, in his 20s. And he passed away. And he is the only YouTuber that I had ever clicked the bell for. You know, the little bell that gives notifications every time that you get a new video? He's the only guy I ever actually had that little bell thing that I clicked because I liked his videos so much. And seeing him pass away was something that really affected me. Because all of these circumstances where I keep on running into death, it's really kind of made me feel like appreciating the time that I have now. Because even if I've been making YouTube videos for 7 years, and even if I'm sure plenty of people out there think that, oh, I should be the next PewDiePie by now, I've spent so much time with this, I should have more success than I have. I'm just really, at this point, trying to appreciate the time that I have. And I hope that I live a very long and fruitful life, and I hope that I make plenty of YouTube videos, and that I have a very long career ahead of me doing this. But I really want to just take joy out of the time that I do have and put the people that I have first. And that's why I stopped making videos for a week. That's why I don't want to make any sort of guarantees about daily videos. I'll try and keep on putting videos out every day, but if I have to take a day off for the sake of spending time with other people, especially in the future when I have kids, when I have, a family or whatever the future has in store for me, I think it's something where I really want to always put those people first. And that might mean skipping a day with the daily uploads. So if you see me not uploading for a day or a week, or hopefully not more than that, but if you see me not here on YouTube, then I hope that you can take solace in the fact that that just means I'm going to be spending that time with other people that are really important to me, and doing things that I really want to be doing, making art, following my passions, going and maybe traveling the world. And I would suggest that you guys do the same, where I hope that you don't have to have some sort of awful tragedy in your life where you lose someone very close to you, or you lose someone that really means a lot to you. I hope that you don't have to have that to come to the realization of how precious and important the time that you have, just how precious and important that time is. But hopefully, even if it's tough for you to get to that point where you're really spending the time that you have wisely and appreciating the days that you have with the people that you have, I hope that this little goofy video can maybe give you a little more perspective, because that's something that has definitely hit me pretty hard recently. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today. Sorry for the weird video. I do a lot of weird videos like this, don't I? But there'll be some more regular content, some gameplay and everything coming to you guys live in the upcoming days. And of course, I'm streaming on Twitch as well, if you guys want to come say hi to me. Been trying to stream pretty frequently there. And yeah. Thanks so much for watching, because these last 7 years have been an absolute joy. They've given me so much happiness, and I have had such a great time experiencing it with all of you. And here's to many, many more. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.